Why is the United States government interested in deploying military to Nigeria? How would Nigerians be impacted in case of US military action in the country? Well, we seek to find out in the next few minutes. Hello guys, and thank you very much indeed for joining us on this latest episode of The Context. I'm Ibrahim Ismail. On the show today, our focus is to count the cost and also to give detailed analysis of US military action in Nigeria, which is already a proposal in motion. The US has drafted 3 military plans for potential action in Nigeria following US President Donald Trump's directive to address alleged Christian persecution in the country. The plan includes light option, in which the US Army is expected to support Nigerian forces against Boko Haram and bandits who are terrorizing the country. Well, this also includes sharing of intelligence and logistics between the two forces, which will be coordinated between the two nations. Now, the second option is medium option. Drone strikes on militant camps, convoys, and vehicles in northern Nigeria will be used using MQ-9 Reaper and MQ-1 Predator drones. And then the heavy option, deploying an aircraft carrier group to the Gulf of Guinea to launch fighter jets or long-range bombers against militant target deep inside northern Nigeria. These plans have been mapped already by the US military. However, military officials acknowledge that these plans have limitations and may not effectively address Nigeria's complex insurgency without a full-scale campaign. The plans also face logistical challenges, including the lack of nearby drone bases and limited US naval support. This is the situation right now. The big question is that which option is the United States government going to deploy? Is the US Army going to adopt the light option? Is it the medium? Or is it the ultimate, which is the last option? It's going to be heavy military deployment in Nigeria to address Boko Haram crisis and also end banditry. But the harder farmer conflict in north-central Nigeria is more complex. It is going to be one of the challenging tasks ahead for the US military. The potential consequences of US military actions in Nigeria are multifaceted and far-reaching. Well, here are some of the possible outcomes that may likely play out. Economic consequences. Economic instability. The US military action could lead to economic instability in Nigeria, the Africa's most populous nation, potentially causing investors to withdraw, the naira to depreciate, and oil production to halt. Trade disruption. Nigeria's trade with neighboring countries could be severely impacted, affecting regional economic stability in West African region. Humanitarian consequences, civilian casualties. Military action risk causing harm on civilians. Displacement may happen and human rights abuses may take place. Refugee crisis. Conflict could lead to a refugee crisis, putting pressure on neighboring countries and straining regional resources. Nigeria is actually on the edge. Diplomatic consequences, strained relations, U.S. military action could damage Nigeria-U.S. relations and impact Nigeria's relationships with other countries. Then international condemnation. The international community might condemn the action, potentially leading to diplomatic isolation. It is indeed a very difficult moment for Nigeria. Security consequences, escalation of violence. Military action could escalate violence, embolden extremist groups, and worsen the security situation in Nigeria, which is already a very worse situation. Terrorist recruitment. The action might increase recruitment for terrorist groups, perpetuating the cycle of violence, trying to survive the U.S. military action to gain more numbers. Sovereignty and governance. Sovereignty concerns. U.S. military action could undermine Nigeria's sovereignty and raise questions about external influence in an independent and sovereign nation like Nigeria. Governance challenges. The action might exacerbate governance challenges in Nigeria, potentially destabilizing the government. Well, these are some of the consequences of U.S. military action in Nigeria, and a plan has been rolled out already. What do you think about this issue? Join the conversation below. Thanks for watching The Context. For in-depth analysis of evolving political and economic stories in Nigeria, subscribe to The Context YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.
Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. When the Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers.